Hello guys, welcome to this course. This is a free course on learning how to code. My name is Clement Indiok Jr. I'm a professional web developer. You can visit my website www.indiokjnr.com. So who can take this course? We have anybody from any background, be it from psychology, be it from commerce, be it from any background, whatever you studied in school. It does not really matter. You don't need any computer science degree or any kind of knowledge of computer science. You just need a little knowledge of computers, how to operate the keyboard, how to boot your computer, how to put it off, and so on. So you just need a little knowledge of computers. No matter your age, you can also take this course. It doesn't matter if you're 70, 15, 14, 10. Anybody that can read and write can take this course. Lastly, you don't need any prior programming experience. This course is designed for complete beginners with no knowledge of coding. So tools needed for this course: you need a laptop or a desktop or a mobile phone. A laptop or a desktop will be much preferably for this course, and I'll try as much as possible to integrate coding with a mobile phone. You also need a Visual Studio Code, which is a code editor for programmers or developers or web designers. I'll be attaching a link at the end of this presentation, or sorry, at the end of this slide, where everybody can download this Visual Studio Code, and I'll be creating a tutorial on how to use it. So I'll also be pasting the link in the WhatsApp group I've created. Lastly, you need a strong internet connection for this course to download the various resources and to have a very good experience. So what you'll be able to do at the end of this course: you have number one, you have a basic knowledge of coding in HTML. HTML means hypertext markup language, CSS, and JavaScript. CSS means cascading style sheet, okay, which is used to style in a website. So we'll be going into details of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You don't need to have any knowledge of any of them. Don't worry if you don't understand what I'm talking about here. We'll be able to catch up during this course. So secondly, be able to build basic websites or even advanced websites, depends on the effort you put in. Lastly, be able to host websites and buy domain on web hosts. So web domain simply means the name of the website. Example, facebook.com is a domain name, youtube.com is a domain name. So we'll be going into details on how these various things works at different levels. So what is coding? Coding is simply, like I've put in here, coding tells a machine what action to perform and how to complete tasks. So similar to how we have English language, French, we humans have Spanish, and the rest of the languages. Computers have certain languages they do understand, okay, be it a markup language or a programming language. So when you're coding, you are actually talking to the computer on it to perform certain tasks. So I'm gonna give an example here. So we have HTML example, HTML tag. So don't worry if you don't understand this. I'll be going into HTML later on during this course. So similar to if you want to create a paragraph, you're writing a paragraph either on your notepad or your notebook or your email or Microsoft Word. So you can just automatically add a paragraph and give a space, or put a certain feature to add a certain paragraph. So in HTML, which is like hypertext markup language, is like create the structure of the website. This is how we add paragraph. So this is an example of a code. So we begin with an opening tag called p tag and a closing tag called p tag. So from here to this other part, the computer will see this as one paragraph. So if I were to add another paragraph here, the computer will see it as what, two paragraphs. So don't worry if you don't understand all this. This is an example of a code I'm giving an example of a code. So we'll go into details, over this course. So fields in information technology where coding is used. So we have various fields in information technology, which is a short form of IT. We have web development, we have app development, we have data science, we have data analysis, we have machine learning, and etc. So over this course, we're going to be focusing on web development. I've chosen web development because of it's less complex than the rest of the IT fields, and is also in high demand. So I've chosen web development for this course. So what is web development in simple terms? So from the definition here, web development, also known as website development, refers to task associated with creating, building, and maintaining websites. So web development encompasses of various ways to create websites, build websites, and maintain websites, not only just to build. So the development of the website, either you want to redevelop an existing website, or you want to maintain an existing website, or you want to create a website from scratch. So that's what web development is all about. So you're building a website from nothing to actually where it has full functionality. So it might also be known as web design and web programming. Whatever name you give it to it does not really matter. So what is website, or what is a website? A website is simply an online platform where data such as text, videos, pictures are displayed, stored, and retrieved. Okay, so I've given an example here. This is a visual representation of a website. Okay, so example like facebook.com. So in your facebook.com website, you can upload text, you can upload videos, you can upload pictures, and you can also retrieve them. You can download them later. You can also delete them. So this is a basic example of a website. Other websites are twitter.com, youtube.com, wikipedia.com. I've used this popular website so that it's going to reflect the understanding of what a website is all about. So what are types of websites? So we have static websites. So these are websites where you cannot edit whatever it is on the website. That's just in simple terms. You cannot add, you cannot create anything, you cannot update anything. So a static website can just be a portfolio website. So it can be a website of somebody who is maybe a fashion designer, a web developer, or something. Just a very simple website where you cannot actually edit anything, you cannot actually put anything, you cannot actually submit any document, or in fact doesn't have a contact form. So that's an example of a static website. So the other one is a dynamic website. A dynamic website is where you can edit what is on the website. So I've put here, a dynamic website is a website that has relative change over time from user input. So the simple terms is that you can edit what is on the website. So in a dynamic website, you can use the CRUD pattern. What is CRUD? Create, read, update, and delete. So similar to what the previous example I gave, the facebook.com, where you can upload content, you can delete content, you can update content, text, videos. It does not really matter. So it can be created using full stack technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, or CMS. CMS simply means content management system. So we'll be going into this later in this course. So uses of a website. You can sell product on a website. Example I've given here, Jumia and Amazon, or even a personal e-commerce website. If you have a private business, you can sell product on a website. The second use of a website is that you can promote your business and services on the website. So you can actually display your businesses, or display your business, or display your service you render, be it the kind of services you render, whether SEO services, whether spa services, whether social services, or law services, and the rest of them. So you can display this services on a website, and educate people on what your service is all about, what you charge, and the rest of them. So you can inform. Third one, you can inform, educate, and update customers. So you can basically post updates for certain things on your website, be it your closing time, your opening time, what you do, and update your customers on certain terms and conditions that have changed over time, be it your level of availability, or whatever it is. So last one, the fourth one here, we have general online visibility. This simply means if you have a website, anybody in the world can actually see you. You become visible to anybody in the world. So if you have a website in Nigeria, anybody in China, anybody in Ukraine, anybody in America, anybody in Canada can actually visit your website and see what is all about. So major parts of a website. Okay, so there are about 3 major parts of a website. There might be more than this, but this is what I've come to a conclusion on the major part of the websites are. So the first part of the website is the header. Okay, so I've indicated it here. Okay, is the header. So the header is where you have the logo, the site's title, and various navigations. Like you can see here, this is the bio, portfolio, podcast, and blog. So these are pages you can navigate to anywhere on the website from the header, and this is the logo. Okay, so the body is like the main part of the website where you contain videos, pictures, text, and various other details of a website. Okay, so this is the body, like I've indicated here. So lastly, we have the footer. The footer is where you have the copyright, social media icons, footer menu, and the rest of them. So this is the footer. Okay, so what the copyright means is that the owners of this website have the right to every single information. So you don't have the right to reuse anything on the website except you are permitted to do so. So that's just it. So there are various ways you can build a footer. This is just a simple way to build a footer, but you can build a more complex footer. You can add menus, you can add several other things. This is what I've indicated here as a footer menu. So website technologies. So on the front end, don't worry, we'll go into what front end means. On the front end, we have HTML, CSS, Tailwind, Bootstrap, JavaScript, React.js, Angular, etc. On the back end, we have PHP, Node.js, Python, Java, Laravel, TypeScript, etc. Database, we have SQL and MongoDB. So there are various technologies. I think for this course we're going to be focusing on the front end. Okay, the front end is basically what the user sees, the back end is basically what the admin sees, and the database is where information or various other details are stored. So how does a website work? Okay, so I've indicated here, for a website to operate, we need 2 things. Okay, the first thing we need is the domain name. Okay, like earlier mentioned about domain name. So domain name is simply the website name. So an example here is facebook.com. Okay, so that's the website name. You can call it website name, you can call it domain name, but in tech and web development we call it domain name. The second thing is the website server. Okay, so the website server is where information and the website code is stored. So I've given an example here: HTML, CSS, images, videos, and etc. Okay, so this is where these are the first 2 things you need. Okay, so how does a website work actually? So here's what happens. I've indicated here from this image, when you are accessing the website through your computer, okay, obviously you need to have an internet, and obviously you need to have a website server. So you're actually requesting for these details through the domain name. Okay, so you're actually requesting for the website details through the domain name. Okay, and you might also have a database. Okay, you're requesting for the database, or requesting for Elasticsearch, Redis, Cache. So you basically just requesting for the database. You can request for any other thing. So you're requesting for where these things are stored. Okay, so this website server might be linked to a database. Okay, so I've indicated here types of database. We have MongoDB and we have MySQL. So we'll be going into that later on in this course. So when you request for this, whatever you get back is what you have as the response. So this is what is actually displayed on your screen. So when you make that request, HTTP request, HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol, you're requesting for these details through the domain name, okay, to the server, okay, and maybe the database, okay. So what you get back is what you see on your computer. So that's why sometimes it's very it takes some time before your website appears. So your browser is actually going to search for these files, okay. So this is how a website works. So two things don't forget you need. First of all, you need a domain name, which is a website name, and you need a website server where the website files and details are stored. So client side and server side, similar to front end and back end. So the client side is what is displayed, what you can see like this, okay. Anything you can see like this is the client side. So this is what users see, like pictures, text, videos, and everything that is displayed. So whatever is not displayed, like the database and the back end, is what is known as the server side, okay. So users clients do not, or users do not see the server side. This is maybe due to lack of authorization and restricted database content. So what are the types of developers? So we have about 3 types of developers, okay. So we have the front end developers. These are developers that develop the client side, that's the front end of the website, okay. Like what I've said, whatever is displayed here, developers, these are what front end developers develop, okay. So generally they use HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, etc. So there are various kind of technologies you can use, okay, to create the front end. So for this course I'm going to be focusing on the front end, but I'll just explain what the back end developers and full stack developers do. So the back end developers develop the server side. This is what the users cannot see, okay. So we have various back end dashboards, we have various back end database. So they develop the database, they develop the back end for administrative access or restricted access, okay. Then the last one, we have the full stack developer. The full stack developers are developers that develop both the front end and the back end. So they're the combination of both. You can imagine what the full stack developer would knowing how to develop the front end and develop the back end. The front end and the back end are completely two different things. So you need to be very skilled, you need to be very hardworking to become a full stack web developer. So we'll be focusing on front end web development. This is because front end web development is relatively easier than back end web development, in my opinion, and at least access to certain technologies is not going to be very restricted. So these are links to download the various resources for this course. So this is a link for the VS Code for desktop and laptop, and this is the link for VS Code for mobile phone. So if you're using a mobile phone, just click on this link. I'll be attaching this this slide to, I'll be posting this slide in the group and also attaching this link to the group. So for desktop users or laptop users, you click here. Mobile users, you also click here. So see you in the next slide.